All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanan. And in this video, we're going to talk about Errol Spence Jr. speaking out for the first time via Twitter about the Yordenis Ugas fights, and says that he is straightening up the welterweight division. Let's talk about that and also some critiques that certain people have about the fight in this video. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanan. We're going to have more of this boxing talk. Before we get into it though, please make sure that before you leave the video to actually listen to the video all the way to the end so you know what my thoughts are. Also hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, share the video, all that good stuff. All right, man. So we are finally getting to the point where we're going to have some closure in the welterweight division. It has been a long road, but it is a road that I think is heading towards its end in 2022. And the reason that I think that is because the guy that is pretty much running the division, Errol Spence Jr., is going to get his unification fight against Yordenis Ugas. And after he gets that unification fight where he combines the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA that Ugas has, if he wins, I am 100% sure he's going to go right back into the Terrence Crawford, right to the Terrence Crawford fight, and we're going to get the closure that we've been looking for. Terrence takes to Twitter, Errol Spence Jr. took to Twitter and did a couple things. First thing is he retweeted what the president of the WBA had said to and to Yordenis Ugas, congratulating them on their fight. He did the emojis, like the little handshake emoji deal. And then after that, he said, you know, ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening up. And then he did then put the little shark emoji, right? So, you know, I'm getting more adept at interpreting the emojis and, you know, the kind of quick one sentence deals off of Twitter. Pretty much what the guy is saying is, look, man, I'm going for this dude. It's just a little bit of cleaning up, and he's the shark in the division, is going, and the big fish and the shark in the division, and is going out to clean up that division, which is what he has been saying this entire time. Now, there are a lot of critics of Terrence Crawford, and I actually did a video earlier today where I was letting this is the me part of this video, where I was actually starting to get like letting certain people and, you know, attitudes that people have about Errol Spence Jr. kind of bug me. But then I thought, you know, similar to like a YouTube channel or wherever else you go, the bigger a fighter is, the more haters that they're going to get. So Errol Spence, the closer that we get to Errol Spence Jr. getting those 3 belts, the more people are going to be criticizing him. The more people are going to be looking to find reasons to tear the dude down for whatever reason. But in my opinion, this guy has not done anything but do exactly what he said he's going to do. Now, you may not like how he goes about doing what he said he's going to do, but you cannot begrudge the man that he's doing what he said he would do up until this point. If he says, I am going to clear out a division, I am going to clean up my side of the street, and then I'm going to fight Terrence Crawford, a reasonable person might say, okay, what has he done to date? Oh, he has cleared up his side of the street. Matter of fact, he's just got a fight signed, or, you know, they're going to enter, I'm sure they're entering into the agreement or whatever with Yordenis Ugas. So that means that after that fight, 3 of those belts are going to be combined. It's going to be the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA are going to be combined, provided that those guys do not fight to a draw. Now, we thought we had a surefire Undisputed at 154 with Brian Costano and Jermell Charlo, but that fight wound up getting, fighting to a draw. So, I guess there is an outside chance that Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas could wind up being, at a draw, a draw, and we wouldn't. But as far as Errol Spence Jr. doing what he said he's going to do, he's right there. And then what he said after that is he's going to fight Terrence Crawford, provided Terrence Crawford has that belt. So I'm not quite sure what people want Errol Spence Jr. to do other than hold him responsible for doing what he said he's going to do. And anybody saying that one champion cannot fight another champion, or one fight, if you have 3 champions in a division and one guy cannot pick, his choices of champions to unify, that's absolutely ridiculous. Errol Spence Jr. the goal is to become the undisputed champion. If he is going along that path and doing the things necessary and combining belts, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. It's not like he's going to fight Amir Khan on pay-per-view, right? Or he's moving off to go fight some, and I know it was a little jab at Terrence Crawford about Amir Khan on pay-per-view, right? Or he's not going off to fight somebody that does not have a belt, somebody that's not as mandatory, and just doing something where it looks like, he's just fighting whoever he wants to fight. And to tell you the truth, like everybody pretty much knows, he should actually, if he was doing what most fighters would do, he would just be fighting for a payday, because the guy has got every excuse to do so, but he is yet to do that. So when he says that he is trying to clean up a division, just a little straightening up of the division, I don't get why certain people would not take that man at his word, man. This guy literally is getting more criticism for fighting for a 3rd belt in a division than I have ever heard anybody do. Any other person having an issue. When Terrence Crawford was becoming undisputed in 140 pounds, the same people that are fans of Terrence Crawford didn't have any problem with the order in which you became undisputed. Canelo Alvarez became undisputed at 168. Never heard anybody complaining about the order in which he became undisputed. When Alexander Usyk became undisputed at cruiserweight, never heard anybody complain about the order in which he became undisputed. Same thing goes for the female undisputed champions. Cecilia Brækhus is the one that unified them, but you have Katie Taylor became undisputed. Amanda Serrano, I do believe, became undisputed. Clarissa Shields is most definitely undisputed, and nobody complained about what the order of the fighters were that they fought. But you have certain people acting as if they don't care about undisputed. They just want to see Terrence Crawford fight Errol Spence Jr. and that doesn't and undisputed is irrelevant. But if the guy says, I am going to fight this dude, and he says, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that, you have absolutely nothing to say about that man as long as you shouldn't have anything to say about that man as long as he's doing what he said he's going to do in the order that he's in, how he said he was going to do it. Because you don't have anything else to hang on your hat on in saying that this man is not going to make this fight. So my hat goes off to Errol Spence Jr. for ignoring car accidents, for ignoring torn retinas, and staying on his path to try to become undisputed. And I don't have any doubt whatsoever that when he says that, he's straightening it up, that means that he's going to do exactly what he said he's going to do and fight Terrence Crawford. And the rest of that stuff that people are talking about is just, what they say. The bigger Errol Spence Jr. gets, the more haters Errol Spence Jr. is going to have. PBC, is like you see people criticizing the PBC and PBC fighters for pretty much just anything, where they wouldn't be criticizing other people for the same thing. But anyway, sorry about that, had dog problems. So anyway, man, that's what Errol Spence Jr. had to say about it. And that little short spurt is pretty much what he's always been saying. Very, very consistent in what he said, very consistent in what he's doing. And haters are going to be very consistent in their hating, even to the point where you see this man make this fight with Terrence Crawford. If Terrence Crawford is still champion, and he should be, I'm quite sure the same people are going to have something to say about that too. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.